What's up YouTube? Today we're going to take a look at the Hero 13, the latest and greatest from GoPro. This is a small action camera designed to fit almost anywhere and helps sports enthusiasts to enjoy their respective sports and act as their own cameraman.
I am the cameraman.
So you can capture exciting moments and highlights without relying on a team of photographers. With its durability, small form factor, very high resolution, and incredible image stabilization, the GoPro managed to find a new segment of buyers, with big YouTubers, vloggers, and travelers opting to pick one up instead of the bulky DSLR cameras or even point and shoot. What I'm trying to say is, although it's intended to be an action camera, you don't have to be a sports person to pick one up. It's almost like gaming phones. Because they need good battery, great display, and top-of-the-line chip, they end up becoming the perfect smartphone. Speaking of smartphones, GoPro, just like most smartphone manufacturers, release a camera every year. And in this video, we're going to attempt to answer the question that's always asked when a new smartphone is released. Is it worth the upgrade? Let's go. The short answer is yes, especially if you're coming from GoPro 11 or older. After all, this is a billion-dollar company, so if you're intending to pick one up, you won't be disappointed. So let's break the video into segments to cover the top features, and then I'll let you know what I think about it. The first thing you notice when you're scrolling through Amazon to buy it is the incredibly low rating from such a well-known product. If you read through the reviews, you will notice that there's a common theme: software updates. It looks like so many people are not able to update to the new software package, and GoPro will not let you use it without updating. This is simply a user error. If you are unable to update your firmware, you simply need to plug it to a power source. The software stops the update to prevent the firmware update starting on a low battery and running out mid-update and breaking the device completely. Once you plug it to a power source, download the app and follow the simple steps on screen, and in a few minutes you will be up and running. The 13 comes with an optional lens package that features an ultra-wide macro lens and a pack of 4 ND filters. They're mostly backward compatible, meaning you can use the new accessories on an old GoPro from 9 all the way to 12. If you're a first-time user and not sure which one to get, I strongly recommend starting with just the GoPro, retailing at $400. Spend time with it and then decide what you want next. For the most part, you'll find yourself satisfied with the basic lens. For example, for my use case, I will probably pick up the macro lens as I'm not satisfied with the distance the GoPro allows. You need to be about a foot away to capture details. Any closer, the GoPro starts focusing on far subjects and loses focus on nearby subjects. As it is, the basic package offers excellent video quality with 145 degrees field of view, record in 10-bit color, which is a huge leap versus the 8-bit color on the GoPro 11 and below. And in simple English, it just means that the new GoPro is able to capture up to 1 billion colors versus 16 million on previous generations. The biggest complaint I keep hearing is that the sensor is the same from the previous generation, which is a 1/1.9 inch sensor. But from my experience, it performs well. However, it might not be worth the upgrade just yet if you're using Hero 12. Not much to be said other than that the GPS is a feature that made a comeback after it was removed from the GoPro 12. Although it's not a deal breaker for most people, it's good that it made a comeback. It was a strange move to remove it from the GoPro 12 as it dates back all the way to GoPro 5. And usually you expect features to be added rather than removed. So it's great to see GoPro fix their mistake and bring back the GPS. As for the quality of the footage, it's decent. Not the best that I have seen, I would not have noticed if this was a couple of years back, but since I started using a proper camera, I can easily spot the difference. But for the size of the GoPro, it's actually impressive. It can hold its own against most smartphones and beats them when it comes to field of view and how much you can capture with 145 degrees field of view. It's almost impossible to miss a shot. You just click the button and point at the subject, and you can rest assured it will be captured, and it will give you room to crop in later on if you decided to edit it. Not to mention that you can also record 4K in 120 frames per second, making it extremely useful for slow-mo footage. The 27 megapixel sensor is capable of capturing footage up to 5.3K at 120 frames per second. The default is recording at 4K, so make sure you select the highest resolution in the settings if you want to record at 5.3K. The stabilization of the Hero 13 is great, and although it uses software instead of hardware to stabilize the footage, the results are fantastic. Nothing new here. GoPro has always been good with image stabilization. The only area where it truly falls short is in low light situations. The small sensor allows it to take close shots, but it struggles with low light situations. This could potentially be fixed with a software update in the future, but highly unlikely, and will most probably be sold as a new feature in future generations. Compared to the Samsung S24 Ultra, it's night and day, and although they both have similar size sensors, the software on the S24 Ultra makes a huge difference. The GoPro features two microphones, one on top and one on the front. In a controlled environment, they sound okay, but out in the elements, expect to hear a muffled and a little bit of noise. It's very windy and the waves are a little bit loud, so I'm just going to talk through them just to show you what it looks like if you're trying to record in a loud environment. Luckily, you can use an external microphone through an adapter or even use Bluetooth mic, since the 13 has a much faster and stable Bluetooth 5.3. In this segment, I will briefly speak about some of the top features that I actually like and use. Some are new and some are just improved from previous generations. One is the ability to shoot in both vertical and horizontal positions. The GoPro can recognize the orientation it's in and flips the camera UI and image to ensure you're capturing in the correct orientation. This feature is enabled by default and can be easily disabled in the settings. The next one is the two-screen option. Now, a flip screen would have been ideal, but the two screens are great for centering your footage, and you're able to shoot at the highest possible settings regardless of whether you're hand holding it or shooting in selfie mode. Time lapses. This is a feature that I miss as my camera doesn't have one, or has it but requires using a computer to string together the footage. Versus in the GoPro, I can simply change it to time lapse and click record, and it comes with 4 different modes that I can choose from, including a night mode that reflects car lights and makes for some incredible time lapses. The ability to look at the videos and photos and be able to tell exactly what was the settings used to capture that photo or video. This I find useful as I tend to change the settings a lot, and it helps me to figure out what setting to choose if I want to replicate a certain photo or a video. And finally, the ease of use and how well and simple the user interface is to interact with and navigate. And although it comes with a small learning curve, since the UI is unique to the GoPro, it's extremely easy to get used to, and at no point did it confuse me or made me feel like I was missing out. All the settings and features are laid out in a simple and easy to understand manner, including options where it comes with examples to explain how to use it and actually show you examples of what the final results might look like. There's a lot more to love, like improved battery that can shoot up to 2 hours at 4K 60, a 1TB SD card support, interchangeable lenses, and much more. But these are some of my favorite features. I said in the beginning of the video that this is not just for sports enthusiasts. Everyone can find a use case for it. You might be wondering, why get one when my smartphone can already do the same job, if not better? Well, there are a few reasons, like the obvious ones. The form factor that allows you to strap it to almost anything, the ability to quickly record with one click from the power off position, an incredibly wide field of view of 145 degrees, and the ability to switch lenses. To me, the last two is what sold me on it. If you have done products review, you will know it's very difficult to hold a product in one hand and shoot with the other. And that's because you need to hold the camera or phone as far away from the product as possible without looking like you're stretching. I also love the fact that I can quickly record with one click and without even looking at it because of the LED light that shows me that I'm recording and the wide field of view that allows me to comfortably shoot and hold the product or anything else I want to film. Not to mention that it's incredibly lightweight, making it super comfortable to hold for long periods of time. Although the battery runs out completely after 2 hours of recording, the ability to record from a power off position allows it to maintain an incredible standby time, making it a fantastic recording device. I will leave a link for both the GoPro and this well-built Ulanzi tripod that's made out of metal and retails for under $30. If you enjoyed this style of voiceover videos, consider checking my voiceover playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.